Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys all had a great Christmas Eve. We are looking at the NBA slate for tomorrow, Christmas Day, which is one of the best slates of the year. So let's go ahead and get into it. It was a good day for football. Went 5-6 on the early main and afternoon. See what the showdown has in store. It's going on right now. But I will have a Draftkings Fanduel video, and then I'll have a prize picks after this as well. As always, if you enjoy the content, appreciate the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the website to join us, or check out Twitter to be connected and for updates. Some injuries has definitely made this Christmas. It's still always a fun slate, but with the Golden State not having Steph Curry, that's going to be a big blow. Hopefully Booker is back. He's currently questionable. But looking at the point guard picks, you have a lot of stars to pick from. You got in all positions. Point guard, you have Luka, John Morant, with Desmond Bane back, and with the Grizzlies becoming healthy pretty much with their starting five. It's going to be probably a little bit tougher to justify paying all that much for John Morant. He's still going to have great games, but there's definitely going to be usage that he's going to have to share now with Desmond Bane. Brooks loves to shoot. Jaren Jackson been playing well. So I would still look at Luka as a pay up. He's really expensive. If you want to go cheaper, if Booker is out, you can look to Chris Paul, Jordan Poole. He's going to get a lot of usage. Wiggins continues to be out for this game. So just absolutely got demolished against the Brooklyn Nets. He did not have a good game, 1 of 11 from 3, but they were down. I mean, the Nets put up 91 in 2 quarters against them. It was over before it really even started. We know Chris Middleton's not going to play. He's doubtful, so Drew Holiday, even though he's been struggling with the shot last few games, he still gives you good upside. He's going to be involved, be the number 2 option besides Giannis. And Kemba Walker continues to miss games. Not that he's going to be a big factor. He had that one monster game when they were super shorthanded. Smart is probable, though he's been playing better recently. We know he fills it up in all categories, so he's always a pretty good option with some upside, assuming that he can at least hit some shots for you. And then looking at value picks in the 4K range, for some reason Grayson Allen is point guard eligible, but he's been kind of quiet recently. But he still can give you some decent games at this price tag, especially when he's probably low owned a bit. Carter is going to continue to start. Could be a decent option. You have Patrick Beverley as a good value play, I'd say, just with them not having Anthony Davis there. He's played 30 and 37 minutes recently. He's played good, making some shots the last few games, which is going to really help his overall floor. At this price tag, you need like 20 to be happy. So I think he makes sense as just kind of a value pick to look at. So for that reason, I'm going to put him in. Over at shooting guard, James Harden coming off of a 21 assist triple-double. Before that, he was quiet the last few games. Going up against the Knicks, I feel like the Sixers, typically they play the Knicks on Christmas Day for whatever reason. But no, he's fine. There's so many stars to pick from. It'd be tough to choose, but I would look to him over Jaylen Brown at 94. Not too interested in Clay or Bane at those price tags, really. Bane just his second game back. DiVincenzo looks good to me. He's going to see starter level minutes, 35 to 38 in close games. Going to get some shots off. He can hit the 3. Obviously, that's his specialty. So he looks like a good option. 5K range. Tim Hardaway, with them being a little bit shorthanded with the bench, he should see some good minutes with Finney Smith out. Should continue to be in the starting lineup there. If Booker is out, then Shamet looks better than I'd say than Damian Lee. And then you have Austin Reeves, comes off the bench, but he's been pretty productive for them. Just a guy that can hit the 3, can give you some rebounds, and maybe give you like an assist here and there. But at this price tag, you could expect 6x. Over at small forward, going with LeBron James. He continues to put up 30-point performances. He's now put up at least 30 in 5 straight games. Missed both of his free throw, or make that 6 straight games. He missed both of his free throws last game. They ended up losing by 4. Crazy ending. But overall, he was pretty efficient. Made 4 threes and 65% from the floor. He's been efficient. Been able to get to the rim whenever he wants. And with Dallas, they've been starting Christian Wood. So Wood's great offensively. He still has some work to do defensively. A little bit lack of size there as well. LeBron should continue to just do whatever he wants, be able to get to the rim, shoot a bunch, as you'd expect, and just have to carry the team as much as he can without Davis. So compared to Tatum at 10-9, I like looking at LeBron, especially on Christmas Day slate. 6K range, Tobias and DiVincenzo look decent. If Booker's back, I probably won't want to look at Bridges at that price tag. Grimes is priced up. 4K range, looking at Reeves. Bullock starts, but he's been so bad this year. I look to Reeves instead. Over at power forward, you have Giannis at 12-4 without. He has a tougher matchup. Boston is still great defensively, but with not having Chris Middleton, definitely will help him just get more usage and more shots. So I don't mind it. It's not somebody I'm prioritizing. I'd like LeBron, and we'll get to a center option that I'm looking at a pay up for. Christian Wood at 79. He's been worse since he's been in the starting lineup last couple of games. Price tag is up there. I'm not too. He's not a guy I'm looking to jam in there. I'd rather get to Jaren Jackson Jr. He's very favorably priced at $6,600. He's pretty volatile, but he makes for a good tournament option. At this price tag, I'd say he's still a guy that you could look to in a cash game just because of the price tag. Going up against the Warriors, expect the Grizzlies to be able to win this game. Typically, if he has bad games, it's going to be the games that he gets into foul trouble and just doesn't get into rhythm early. The games that he has 2-3 fouls and plays good minutes, he's putting up good numbers. So hopefully he's not going to be able to get into too much foul trouble, just with them not having Steph Curry. And he's probably going to be looking at maybe defending Draymond, who doesn't really get to the free throw line too much and draw a lot of fouls. So that price tag, I'm looking at Jaren Jackson. Tobias looks decent. Even Draymond, you could look to him. Questionable. Expect him to probably suit up, though, at home on a Christmas Day. And then Horford, we'll see if Robert Williams is back. If he's not, then see even on the injury report. He's not even on the injury report, so I'll probably pass there. Williams, on the other hand, he's only $4,300. Makes for a good option, I'd say. Could look to him in either setting. He got 22 minutes last game that he did play. Missed the most recent game with an illness, but not worried about that at that price tag. Definitely a guy you could look to. Brook Lopez has been playing solid for the Bucks since Middleton's been missing games. He continues to rain down some threes. Thomas Bryant just missed out on a double-double last game, but he's still going to get you good minutes. At $5,600, that price tag, it can sign me up. With the Lakers being short-handed a bit, they're a team I'm looking at. And then you can look to Giannis, Jokic, or Embiid as your pay-ups at center. Going up against the Suns here, going up against Ayton, Jokic continues to just crush basically every single game, even with Porter Jr. coming back last game. He still had almost another triple-double, 29, 11, 8. He had 40, 10, 27 a few games ago against Charlotte. And you pretty much can pencil him in for high 50s, probably 60 plus. If we plug him in as our fifth option, we have 38, 66. So you're definitely going to be looking at some value picks. But on Christmas Day slates, stars and scrubs is probably where it's at. And that's what I typically will be doing. Not looking at like Craig or Mitchell Robinson or anybody like that. So if you were looking for value picks to look at below 4,000, Grayson Allen, Carter, those guys are going to get minutes. With the Dallas side being pretty shorthanded too with their bench, you're going to get good minutes probably for Bertans, maybe 15 to 20 plus depending on how he's playing. He's been seeing some decent minutes for maybe like high teens, 17 last game. But they are just without Finney Smith, so they're going to need another forward there. So he could be an option to look at. And then we'll see on some of the other news that we'll get with some of these questionable pieces, mainly Booker. But that's what I got for DraftKings. Let's jump to FanDuel. All right, on FanDuel, bit different. The pricing is a lot different than it is on DraftKings. You have a lot of the guys that are below 4,000 in the 3K range on DraftKings, being in the 5K range, like some of the point guard options on FanDuel. You have Reeves at 55, Beverly's at 5K, Shamet, Okogie. All these guys are priced up. So And then James Harden is priced pretty down at only 94. So I'm going with him at shooting guard. I put in Jordan Poole at point guard just because in that range, I like him more than he's cheaper than Westbrook. He's only $100 cheaper than Paul. But if Booker's back, then I feel better about going with Jordan Poole. And then I like him better than Brunson and Jamal Murray. Small forward, a little bit tougher position. You got a lot of guys priced up, and then mid range. Guys priced up in the 7K range, I'm not too interested in. I want DiVincenzo, a guy that can play 35, 38 minutes. He's going to get looks. He missed the last few games, but he seems healthy, good to go. So expect him to at least get a lot of shots off. He can give you some peripheral stats mixed in there as well, just with the minutes that he's going to play. Porter looks fine if you wanted to go to him. He's missed a lot of time, but he did look fine in his first game back. I think he had 16 or 18 points. And then a lot of these guys I'm not too interested in that are cheap. Value-wise, you could look to Bullock, who's only 39, or Connaughton at 39. Power forward, I went with LeBron, 11K. You could try to get up to Giannis if you wanted to. But I still feel great about LeBron on Christmas without Davis there. And then Jaren Jackson at 76. Rather used him on DraftKings. I would maybe look to Draymond if you wanted to. Could look to Robert Williams at 5,000. And see the price tag if you needed to go all the way down for Bertans. He's 37, depending on how much salary you need. And then center, I went with Bryant. He's half the price tag of Jokic. So even though I do like Jokic, you can only get to one center on FanDuel. I think Bryant can hopefully still give me 35, maybe 40 plus upside if he gets some blocks and steals and has a double-double. So that's what I got. It's going to be definitely an interesting Christmas Day. There's so many ways to go with your lineups. It's always going to come down to what studs you choose to prioritize. But that's what I got. Stay tuned for the Prize Picks plays. Hopefully we can bounce back there. And I will catch you all next time.